Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be very interesting. I will start by saying don't even waste your time with a reg check. I have now removed that number plate from the car. As quite a lot of you do know, I am going to be selling this car. Excuse me. One of my friends does want to come and see it at the weekend. I've been through all the paperwork. As you know, it had that service at Ferrari, but there was a couple of bits that I told them not to do because they was too expensive, and quite frankly we can do them ourselves and it's not going to make any difference. So it hasn't had a brake fluid change for quite a while. We're going to hook up the easy bleed, force all of the brake fluid out of the car, refill it with new brake fluid, and then go round and bleed each and every corner. Also, the power steering fluid hadn't been changed, so we'll disconnect that from the power steering cooler under the passenger wheel arch. We'll drain that out, force it all out and top it up with new stuff. Then I'm going to be taking it and probably getting it cleaned, but that'll be a later thing on an Instagram post because we're not going to have time to do that in today's video. So I've just come into the other garage. This is, a lot of you are going to ask, this is Chris's truck that we will be featuring in a later video. Under the sheet, we're not going to get into that just yet, but that was one of Chris's dad's projects and it is sort of halfway through. So we'll be featuring that on the channel at a later date as well. But this is the car, a Caterham 7 BD Cosworth. Very rare car, absolutely beautiful. And Chris made an amazing job of repairing it. I can't wait to get this out of the garage today. We do all the little jobs on it and finally get this ready for an MOT. Before we take it for an MOT, we want to get the PPF done on the wheel arches to stop them getting scratched up and right down these sides here. So I think that that's probably enough waffle about what we're going to be doing in today's video. Let's get the garage door open, get this out, get the Ferrari up on the ramp and start cracking on with getting these jobs done. Again, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but people do say, give it a cold start. And where we're going to be getting in and out of it, bleeding the brakes and doing the jobs on it, I am going to put the roof down. It makes life a lot easier. So let's do that. So a lot of people don't normally bother changing their brake fluid and they think that it's not part of, you know, servicing your car, but this really does need doing. After, you know, the amount of heat cycles that this goes through, it comes to the end of its life really, and it does need changing. But you can see the colour of it coming out of that pipe, it's quite yellow and it really should be completely transparent. So we have near enough drained this whole caliper down this side. It does have two bleed screws, one on the front and one on the back because they are 6-pot calipers. So we'll drain that down and then we'll move around to the other side. So that was quite time consuming. It's actually taken us a couple of hours. The nipples were quite blocked up. So we had to obviously go round. I sat in the car holding the brake down while Chris whipped it out because we only had one spare, and just kept cleaning them up after. But the brakes are now all bled up and there's all new fluid in it, so it's absolutely crystal clear in there. but I did just want to show you how important it is that you do at some point change the brake fluid. So that's how it should look. There is a little tiny bit of coffee residue in that cup, so it's not going to be perfect, but that's how it should look, and that is the stuff that come out of it. So I think that was a long time overdue, and again, it was one of the jobs that I said to them don't do, because I wanted to save the money, and it's something that we can actually do here, and it doesn't affect the service on the car at all. It doesn't come up at Ferrari that it's had a brake fluid change, so we're all good. So we're going to get all the wheels back on it, drain down that power steering fluid, change that over, and then move on to the Caterham Cosworth. So we have just got it into the workshop. I did just say to Chris, when was the last time this did run? And he said, to be honest, Rob, it was 5 or 6 years ago when he refitted the engine. Obviously, he got it all plumbed back in and got it running, because when the car was damaged, the engine actually had to be removed out of the car. So Chris has left some old petrol in it that he's convinced is going to be stale. It's been in there a long, long time. So we're not going to do any more time lapse today after this one little section. What I'd like to do is time lapse, because we're going to top up the fuel and see how much is in there. We might have to top it up. We're going to disconnect it from here, and we're actually going to run the pump and pump out as much as we can in there and do a little bit of a flush. And then obviously you've got a bottle of the lead replacement, Chris, haven't you? Yeah. We'll knock up a bottle of lead replacement to go in the petrol. We're going to refill it with fuel. Chris is going to whip down and buy a brand new battery for it, because he doesn't want his car sitting around, and he'd like to get a bit of use out of it this summer. Let me know what you think in the comment section about that engine. This is very, very rare, and the boys with the Mark 1 Escorts dream about having this engine in their car. It's very, very rare and absolutely beautiful. Is that a 1.7 Cosworth lump, Chris, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And they call them a BDA, BDR. Yeah, so let us know what you think about that. Chris is going to whip off and get a battery after we've set up and started pumping that fuel out. We have got a slight little change of plan there. Chris has just gone off now to get the battery, and we're actually going to bolt that in, get it all fitted, and then we can use the fuel pump off of the battery rather than messing around trying to stick a jump pack on it. So that is the end of the time lapse for today. We're just going to be cutting in and out now, because we want to concentrate on trying to get this running in this video. I've connected this piece of hose to the petrol pipe. Chris has put a new battery on it, and we're just going to try and drain out what is left in that tank, and it's starting to come out straight away. So it's brown. It is quite brown, yeah. So that's quite a good idea, and I can smell it already. It's quite potent, and it doesn't smell like petrol. So we're going to let this run, let it run completely dry. You would have seen Chris come in earlier with a nice new can of petrol down there, so we're going to load it up with that. We put the additive with it as well, and I'll come back. Where is that additive, Chris? I just want to show that. Is it in the cabinet? Bottom. Sorry guys, I should have probably cut that off and then cut back in, but there's the additive there. Lead replacement for the petrol additive. So we'll get that in that can, mix that up, get the rest of that out. So I'll just put a sneak peek out of this engine on Instagram. Chris is just getting ready to put the fuel in, and it's gone absolutely crazy. For those of you that don't follow us, it's Salvage Rebuilds. Quite a lot of people straight away, you know, making comments. We know this is not a YB engine. This is a BDR, BD engine, basically. And it is a genuine BD engine. So I just wanted to put that bit in there because I think Chris just said to me that will answer a lot of people's questions, because you are going to get a lot of questions on that engine. This engine come in this car from new. This is the engine that come with it. Everything seems to be running okay. It's all bolted down. It's got new fuel in it. Chris is just going to give it a spin over. Bit of choke, mate. Yeah, the fuel pump's slowing down. Is that how they work on these older ones?
Yeah. Check the spark.
We're going to check the spark. So we had no spark, and we was straight away, before we even got down to checking loads of stuff, we thought from previous experience we are going to swap out the coil. So we had a new one, we've chucked it on there, and we're going to give it another whirl now. Fire straight up. What's the oil pressure like? Oh, that was easy, wasn't it? Lovely. I thought it'd be a little bit rattly at first. Well, that was a lot easier than we thought. And then it was running perfect when it was parked up. So open that door up so we can let the fumes out. Sorry guys, I have to point you at the door for a minute. Already.
It's not charging.
Not charging? Oh, you've got your battery light on there.
Yeah.
We have just put that new battery on it. And alternator belt. Yeah, that's on there, mate, spinning round. Yeah, Chris did say that was a little bit different to the one that come off of it, but the guy said that that was the replacement for it. What I'll do is wait till that comes up to temperature a little bit, and then I shall cut back in then, otherwise you're just going to sit there listening to it. Water temperature, oil temperature, and the oil pressure, bang on. And that little can of fuel's giving it almost a full tank. Got a little bit of splutter in there, Chris. Is that the fuel that's left in them lines?
No, it's still on choke.
Temperature's up a little bit now. Chris did say he put a new cam belt on it when he put the engine back in, so it's going to give it a couple of little revs. And the battery light's gone out as well. It sounds absolutely beautiful. We're probably going to be putting the bonnet on now, and you're going to take it for a little run up and down the yard. Yeah, we're going to check the brakes, put the bonnet on, just check a few other little bits and pieces, and then take it for a little drive up and down the yard. This is quite funny. Chris just said, if I'm driving that car, I'm going to have to take my big boots off because his feet won't fit down now. It's very, very tight in that pedal box, really tight. See how small it is down there? So you've got to have the smallest footwear on possible. Checked all the brakes, they're all absolutely fine. A little bit of surface rust that will all wear off, and we've put the bonnet back on it. Chris is just going to give it a little run up and down the yard, but that's fantastic how it's all come together very, very quickly, and we can get this car MOT'd and PPF now, so it's all good news all round. I think he's over the moon with that, to be precise. Sorry about the wind noise, I didn't just bring the mic out here for some reason. So obviously there's no roof, so we've just got a bucket of hot soapy water and a hose. We're going to give it a bit of a wash down, for the first time in a long time, and then put it away for another 9 years. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to give it a wash down, dry it all off, get it so it's 100%, because it is now ready for that MOT and that PPF. So that is coming to an end now to today's video. I hope you enjoyed that video on that little Caterham. Been nagging Chris for months, let's get it out and do it. He said, no, we will do it when the time is right, and today was the time. We needed to do the brakes on that. My friend's coming Saturday, like I said, and I know that he was quite anxious to get it out. He said, when I get it out, I want to do everything. I want to do the PPF, I want to do the MOT, and I want to be able to use it this summer. So now there's no stopping us, and that is going to happen. We will do a video when the PPF is being done on that car. I think it'll make a fantastic video, so we will show all of that. One thing I just wanted to pick up on today, guys, was the merchandise. We do not do the merchandise ourselves. We use an outside company. Literally, he deals with it all. It's his website, etc. All it is, he's had quite a lot of emails, people asking to buy cars, people asking questions about cars, and he's at a loss. He has no idea. He does clothes. He's a merchandise guy. So I just thought that I would put that out there today, just to let you all know. But if you do want to check out the merchandise, the link will be in the description. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of our uploads. Like, subscribe and share. If you do enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up, show your appreciation. We really do appreciate it. I want to thank you all, each and every one of you, very much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow in the next one.